ask you something? When it comes to money, did anyone really teach you how to manage it and handle it? For me, growing up, I came from parents who immigrated to Canada, one from Jamaica and the other from Guyana. And to be honest, I think that their focus was really to survive. They're coming to a new country where they didn't really know anyone, and it was survival of the fittest, try and get a job, find a place to live. And then eventually they got married and had kids and stuff. So it was all about kind of like just surviving and thriving in a new place. So as a child of an immigrant, it was different growing up. I didn't really get taught those lessons about saving and investing, managing your credit properly, and all the things, right? So it was a trial and error when it came to really learning how to manage money. So in this Love and Money series, I wanted to talk about how love and money are intertwined. It feels like everything we do, all the relationships that we have, whether it be with our parents, with our partners, with our children, money does have a way of interweaving into our conversations, into our decisions that we make. And so I really wanted this series to touch on how love and money are so intertwined. In this episode in particular, I really wanted to dig into some of the money stories that we created for ourselves through probably the teaching of our parents, through other external factors, and how that's playing a part in the decisions that we make today. So I went on the streets and I started talking to people about their relationship with money. And there was a really common theme that came throughout what people were saying, and that was, I really wish I learned to save earlier.
What's
Earlier
one
in
thing
life.
about money that you wish you could have learned sooner?
How to save it at a younger age.
Era that we're in right now where instant is everything, right? You see something, you buy it. You can order something, it'll be here the next day. It can be here the same day. It's a very instant society that we live in. And so saving seems long, it seems boring, it's not making any money on it. So why bother? We kind of have to look beyond that, because compounding what you're doing is actually going to have a big impact. So let's say, I don't know, you're saving like $50 a month. If you put that into a high interest savings account or into another vehicle, the money is going to grow. It may grow slowly, especially in this high interest savings account, but it's going to grow regardless. So it's really about making those small incremental steps to set something in place so that down the road you may need that money. And one of the biggest things that I teach my clients is that you need to create an emergency savings fund. It is so important. It really helps you kind of get out of debt and all sorts of things. Anyway, that's for another day. But really just kind of setting up something small. You don't even feel it. It's so funny because we will go out, we'll go to Starbucks, we'll buy a takeout for lunch, or we'll spend more money on gas going here, there, and everywhere. And the $50 that we're struggling to put away is spent in an instant. And so it's just a matter of changing our mindset from the survival mode to something that's really planning forward towards our future. And so this is another clip from one of the people that I interviewed.
In my mid-20s, and I'm still living at home, and I have no idea when I'll be able to move out at this point. So
again, I mean, society has made it a little difficult for the people in their 20s. They have a little bit harder when it comes to getting employment. They have challenges because it is so expensive. Everything is so expensive, like rent and even purchasing a property if possible, really outside of their scope when they're in their 20s. So I understand that they have to look at it a little bit differently than probably how I did when I was their age. So as you go through your 20s, you're kind of probably coming to the end of your 20s and you're thinking, wait a minute, why is it taking so long? Why can't I move out? Why can't I start my life? And you may even see other people doing it, but you still feel that you're not able to. Well, I want you to reframe that. Again, it's a reframing of your mindset, because it is actually your superpower, living at home. You are not paying any rent, and if your parents are kind, they're probably cooking and buying groceries and doing those things. So what you need to think about is that living at home is really your fuel. It's your fuel to kind of push you forward and to create the savings plans, to actually plan out your target date. So this is what I would do. I would set up a move out fund and I would start to put money in that particular fund for that purpose. So in the last example where we're just kind of putting money away, maybe for an emergency, this time we're going to be more intentional. So you can even go into your bank account, you can relabel the account and call it the move out fund. So it's more fun, right? You're putting money in there and you're seeing it grow and you're like, wait, I'm getting closer and closer. And do some research, find out how much it is to rent a place. You're gonna need first and last and all the things. So find out and calculate how much that money, that amount is. And then this way you can actually have a target to reach and you're gonna put a timeline to it and really kind of set some intermittent goals towards that. Another theme that I heard from this clip.
Like, you don't have to go on a trip every year because other people are like just sort of doing, I guess, what's best for you.
And again, right, your parents weren't thinking about going on vacations because they're in a new place, they're in a new society. So why travel around? So they would find things to do within the community or within the city. I remember with my mom, she would take us like to the movies or the science center, or we would do different activities on a Saturday because during the week we were really busy. And so even in vacation time when it was like school's out, we would go to camps for the most part. And then on the weekends, we would do something fun together as a family. So I don't really remember like these big lavish vacations when we were growing up. The biggest thing was really driving down to the US and visiting family down there. So if we take that and we look at how we're living our lives today, it's very different because again, social media, pressure from other people kind of leads us, oh, we need to take the solo trip. We need to do this and go to Europe and all the things, right? And we don't have we'd rather just put that, throw it on a credit card and think about it later because we deserve it. We need the trip. So really kind of dig in and think about the comparison that you're making to other people, and then look at your own personal situation and see, is it feasible? Is it feasible for you to do these things? Maybe it is. Maybe you've saved up and it's time for you to go, but on a regular basis, maybe you can find enjoyment in the small things. And here's what I would suggest for that. Make a value-based spending list. So what is the top of your list? What is the thing that you really want? And kind of trickle it down and put some dollar amounts to each item so that you can see what the cost and the value of that is, mentally and out of your wallet. So you kind of want two columns, right? You want to see what the value you're placing on it, mentally, emotionally, and then you want to see what the cost is and what that value is for each item. And this is where reality can kick in, right? So yes, you want to go to Europe, you want to go to Portugal and all these places, but let's put a target on it. That's a high value because it's something that you really want. But now let's put the price tag on it and see, is it possible? Is it possible to do something like that? Within a year, maybe you push it out to 2 years and save for it that way. If you kind of think of yourself as not going into debt for the things that you value, you're going to change your financial position. And then this clip really kind of got me.
And when you think about your family, what's one lesson that you've learned that you kind of carried forward into your life?
Luxury can come later in life as well.
Okay, so let's just sit with that for now. Because again, we are taught in this society that luxury is everything. It's status. It's showing that you're worthy. I deserve it. All these things, right? But luxury can actually come later, right? Once you have the emergency funds in place, you have your saving buckets, you are doing all the things, and now the excess is like, oh, wait a minute, I am able to purchase that luxury item or go to this luxurious hotel or whatever it is, to the dinners out. So let's pace ourselves, right? Now, I'm not saying that you can't do any of these things simultaneously. You don't have to wait until your 3-month salaried emergency fund is fully funded before you kind of go out for dinner. What I'm saying is that you can just learn to wait. Have some patience because it will come in time. And you're going to feel so much better when you have the reserves in your bank account to be able to do the things without feeling that regret. And yeah, when you see the credit card bill come later, right? So think about that statement about luxury can come later. I love it. So what do we learn from all of these stories? It means that we can live life a little bit differently. We can put a small amount away to create some protection for ourselves. We can create specific savings funds to put that money aside and see it grow as you try to reach that goal. And then finally, things can come later, right? Those are the 3 things that are super important when you're thinking about saving. So what I wanted you to do is really to think about your past, how you were brought up, what are the money lessons that you kind of took or didn't want to take from your parents and from the people that raised you, and see how you can either incorporate or change the way your behavior is right now. Because our relationships have an impact on who we are, and it also has an equal amount of impact on our personal money story. So this is just the beginning of the Love and Money series. So I hope that you subscribe and join me in listening to all the different episodes. It's really fascinating to dig into how people think and how the relationships have an impact on their money story. So please subscribe. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Carolyn, and I'm a money coach with over 29 years of experience in finance and a lot of life experiences as well. So come join me as we dig into this a little bit further. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.